good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is your girl, Lisa Baxter, giving you the 411 on just too much stuff. How about that? Well, I would like to introduce my guest on today, Dr. Anthony Gagliardi. I never could say his name right, so I just call him Dr. G. But he's a physical therapist, he's a chiropractor, 44 years of dedication, helping patients achieve better health and chiropractic exercises, manipulating chiropractic exercises. So welcome, Dr. G. Welcome.
Thank you, Lisa. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm just glad to have you. I'm glad to have you. Now, tell me something. What made you going to this particular profession? I'd like to know.
Well, as a young man, I wanted to be some type of a doctor. So naturally, I was on the medical route.
Mhm.
One of my many jobs, I worked in a country club, and one of the members there was a chiropractor. At that point in my life, I hadn't heard of chiropractors. I loved this guy. He was a great guy, and he told me what it was. And I loved the idea of natural care, manipulation. I'm a physical guy. I like fixing things. I always did. And that's part of this profession. It's a manual, hands-on profession. In addition to that, I he treated me as a patient, and I was extremely impressed at the results I got from him, not only to make my back feel better, but this may be controversial to some of our medical doctors that are listening, but it appeared that asthmatic bronchitis condition, which I had as a child, abated after getting enough chiropractic manipulation in my middle back. I don't know whether it was a coincidence or whether it worked or whether it contributed, but whatever it was, it seemed as though this helped me tremendously. So naturally, this is where my passion went.
Wow. That's impressive. I ain't mad at you. That's impressive. I love it. I just love it. Okay, now, what did you do before you started doing this profession? What was you doing before that? You know, some of us had many jobs like myself, but go ahead.
Oh my God, I've been working since I'm a young boy. I've delivered papers. I've worked in factories. I'm talking about working my way through school. I was always a student. I attended Stony Brook University from 1974 to 1978, so from when I was 18 to 22. But as a young man, I worked many different places, a lot of landscaping, a lot of physical jobs. Like I said, factories, record factory, machine shop, um, delivering papers, um, country club, parking cars, busboy, locker attendant. Um,
Mm.
I mean, it's a long time ago. I'm almost 70 years old, so I'm talking many years ago. But let's put it this way: I've had many jobs before being a chiropractor. But um, of course, and also working in a deli, my uncle's deli in Long Beach. That
Of
was
course.
during school when I was working my way through school, making sandwiches while people were enjoying the beach, and I was saying, "Why me? Why?" Anyway, enough of that, please. Enough.
But you enjoy the beach anyway, and so do I. And you was even there today. I was very jealous about that.
Oh,
But one of the things that stood out about you is when I came to your office for help, you looked at me and told me exactly what was wrong with me. I was so blown away, so impressed because you knew your craft. It's nothing like a doctor or anybody you dealing with in business knowing their business and their craft. I am
thank you.
definitely very happy and very impressed about that.
Well, thank you. That comes with 44 years experience, and it also comes with the philosophy of not treating a person's condition, but treating a patient. Treat the patient. Everybody's different. Learn who that person is. Learn to observe. what they do, the way they hold themselves, what their attitude is. You can tell a lot from a person just when you meet them for the first time, and that's part of being a good doctor.
Ah, well, that's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you practicing what you're preaching and practicing at the same time. You know what I mean? So I'm part of the audience. I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? You ain't never lied. Come on here. Come on here. Now, what would you say without giving anything away? Because I know things are private. I've been a social worker a long time, so you cannot really give names. But what would you say one of your toughest cases was?
Wow, toughest cases. I've had so many over the years. I've taken care of so many people, and
Uh-huh.
some of them actually have been difficult, and some have been easier. Wow, my toughest cases. That's a good question. I don't quite know how to answer that. Every patient is tough in a sense that every one of them require effort. I would say in general, the patient that listens to you, that does what you recommend, is an easier patient, a patient who can relax when you work on them. The tougher patients in general are the patients that are extremely tight, muscular, large. Some people are made of steel. You don't realize that some people are very, very strong. And in order to work on them and do my job, it requires a lot of physicality and a lot of technique. Probably, but I can't think of one specific patient that would be the most difficult. All right, I do have a spectacular case I can think of. I had a woman that came from Mexico. She spoke very little English. Luckily, I learned enough Spanish to get by in the office. And apparently, she had been hit by a vehicle and knocked down the side of a mountain in her village in New Mexico. And ever since then, she couldn't turn her head. When she turned her head, she would pass out. When we x-rayed her, she had a hangman's fracture. A hangman's fracture is when the second vertebra cracks, presses on the brain, and kills you. She couldn't turn her head without producing pressure on her brain. To work on her was an extreme challenge. You couldn't go near the area that had been affected by this fracture. But I used every bit of skill I had to work around it and was able to help her. Not make her perfect, of course, but at least she could turn her head and not pass out. So I say that I could go on if you really want me to talk. We'll leave it at that.
I just wanted them to get a taste of, because nobody's perfect and we all need balance. And you do such a great job all the way out there, in Queens. And you know what I mean? You make us feel good. You play music. You make sure we're comfortable. The air conditioning's on or the heat or whatever we need. And you throw us on one of those contraptions. Now, that's my next question. What are some of the tools you use to help us? Some of the equipment that you have in your office?
Well, I would say first, before we go to equipment, primarily I'm hands-on. I mean, that is the mainstay of chiropractic, and what I do is being able to work on you skillfully to manipulate the spine and joints to restore normal range of motion, normal function. And from there, that's probably, I would say 80 or 85, 90% of the benefit that a patient will get from what I do. Now, I have other things that will relax a patient. For example, electrical stimulation, moist heat. Same thing a physical therapist would use. Same thing. Vibratory therapy, inversion traction, manual traction, exercise bicycle, and exercise equipment, weights, dumbbells. I have a very rudimentary exercise equipment in my basement because I very much believe in exercise and try to encourage my patients to do something to build their muscles up.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, it's good that you have the equipment and you know what the equipment is and you have the tools and you know what the tools are. So that's one of the pluses right there in your corner.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Any what would you say to somebody out there? They maybe they just had a car accident. Maybe they're having problems with their bones. Maybe it's their age. Maybe it's a condition, arthritis, osteoporosis, one of these things. But whatever it is, they're coming to you, or even if they didn't come to you, even before they get there, if you could say something to them, what would you say?
When the person comes to me or before they come?
Well, what would you say the person looking in now? They're looking at this show. They're looking at the
Right.
Lisa Baxter show, and what would you say to them out there if they're in this condition?
What I would say is that most people who was probably listening to this have some type of problem that might be able to be helped by a chiropractor naturally, without medicine, without surgery, just by using natural means, hands, and also equipment. If you are experiencing back pain, you had a car accident, you've been diagnosed as having osteoarthritis or degenerative arthritis, you're developing shoulder problems, knee problems, see a chiropractor. Make that part of your regimen. Very often, a chiropractor, in fact, more often than not, the chiropractor will help you. Exactly how much depends upon other factors, but nothing is lost. The beautiful thing about chiropractic is that it is completely safe. And most people, vast majority, will improve some degree with chiropractic. So before you go for something more radical, whether it be a surgery or medications that might work or might not, make chiropractic part of your regimen. Give it a try. You probably will be happy. But then you have to find the right chiropractor, because like anything else, it's an art. Some people are good at it, some aren't. That goes for anything. That goes for medical doctor, the plumber, whoever. There are good and bad. You have to find somebody who's good.
I like that answer. I'm having a little technical difficulty here. It's blocking half of my screen, but we're going to keep going.
I see you.
The devil is a liar, okay? So, let me tell you something. Now, is there anything that I missed before I ask you, who would you give a shout out to? Who, anybody that may have been an inspiration, somebody in your family, anybody who you would like to give a shout out to before I turn over to my next guest?
Oh, all right. Wow. I mean, I would say I give my father thanks he was a stoic. He was a tough guy, and he taught me discipline. He taught me how to put my nose to the grindstone and don't give up, and how to push past whether it be adversary or pain. So I give him a lot of credit. I would give naturally the chiropractor who introduced me, Dr. Cohen of Westbury, New York. I give him credit also. He was a great man. He's not with us anymore, I'm sure, because that was a lot of years ago. But he was also an inspiration. A lot of the old timers, my Uncle David, who I worked for in the delicatessen. I'm a very street smart guy, a wise guy who taught me a lot about human nature and business also. There's quite a few people I guess I could thank, but I will leave it at that.
Wow. Well, what is your email or where's your location? I know you have two, just in case somebody out there either want to come or either want to go or just ask you a question or something.
Right. I invite anybody who has any questions regarding health, chiropractic, anything whatsoever, feel free to email me. My email is, I will say it and then I will spell it. It is Dr. Tony Gagliardi at gmail.com. That's lowercase DrTonyGagliar, D as in David, I, at gmail.com. And I'm located in Queens Village on Francis Lewis Boulevard and on New York Avenue in South Huntington, Long Island.
Well, that's all I have to say about that. I had to give you your moment in time because I was impressed by you, and I'm sure others that know you. Your place stayed crowded. It stayed with plenty of people, and they even say good things about you on the World Wide Web, the internet. So I ain't mad at you. You ain't never lied. I'm glad you came here, and I definitely will see you this week. And just have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. Thank you for your whole office and everybody in it. Appreciate you.
My pleasure, and thank you.
You're welcome.
You have won it all for me. That would not hold you down.
come to realize that I want to get to a place where I want to focus more on the reason than the challenge. I come to realize that we sometimes focus more on the challenge than the reason for the challenge. But my God does everything for a reason. I come to realize that from Genesis, God created the moon by night, the sun by day. He created the fowl in the air and the fish in the seas. He created the trees, the grass, everything the way it's supposed to be. And in the midst of the garden, he created a tree of good and evil. Yes, the challenge was in the middle of the paradise. But there was a reason for the challenge, and that reason was to redeem man, and it's still like that to this very day. David, before he became king, had the challenge of Goliath, and before the challenge of Goliath, it was the challenge of the bear, it was the challenge of the lion, but yet it was for a reason. Before Joseph was thrown in the pit, God gave him a dream, but before that dream could be fulfilled, he had to be thrown in the pit. I come to realize that we can't just focus on the challenge, but we got to focus on the reason. Oh, God bless his name.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.